All right, yes, another Monday. It's here, beginning of a fresh week, the month of April 2018. Daybreak Show, Citizens Forum, that time on the program in which we get engaged in intelligent, intriguing, and of course exciting topical stories within our land, within our country, and sometimes across the globe. Yes, this morning we will revibrate the argument on about the historical perspective or background as to provinces in Ogun State. Well, I'm old enough to know that not until the administration of Governor Otumba Benga Daniel when somehow the Rie cliche came into Ogun language and Ogun books. Rie means Remo, Ijebu, Yewa, and Egba. In actual fact, before then, we used to have the Egba Egbado. uh, those who are from that area permit and pardon me to use that Egba Egbado region, and of course we used to have the Ijebu Remo provinces in the country. But political zoning, really, there are three provinces. Yes, I'm permitted to use that in every state in the country. That means Ogun has three provinces, which it's made up of Ogun Central, Ogun West, and Ogun East. Well, the number or the group of ethnic groups that make up those political areas, well, you can also identify them. I don't want to go into that for other reasons this morning. But some people will say it's political stealing, pilfering on the part of politicians who are neglecting particularly these three provinces. I'm talking of the senatorial provinces, and using the argument of any other thing apart from these senatorial provinces to defend their position. But they say the man who does not have a history will never have a good future, and the man who do not understand his history may never understand his tomorrow. That's why we want to search, and that's what we are doing this morning on the program Citizens Forum. We have somebody who is meritoriously qualified to do that with us. Dele Ayodo is my name.
And I'm Tobi Joseph. Well, quickly before we delve into the meat on the table this morning, we want to quickly relay this information passed across by the spokesman of the Traffic Compliance and Enforcement Corps, Trace Corps. That's Commander Babatunde Akibi, who is actually echoing the voice of the commander of the trade this morning. That there's a diversion at NNPC mega station right now. Vehicles coming from Leme going to Okemoson will move towards MKO Stadium to climb the bridge onward Okemoson. The two sides of the bridge is open for traffic this morning. All right, this is due to the construction ongoing in that axis. All right, that just came in from Trace. All right, just like Dele said, we want to look at the historical background of this issue. Of course, 2019 has started creating debate and, of course, discussions in so many quarters. Just like we've had some people here talk about it, they believe that there is nothing like four provinces, like Dele said, Rie. They believe it is only between Ijebu, Remo, and then Egba, Egbado. But the Yewa Warriors will say, no, we are a different people. We have a Yewa land. We have a paramount ruler. And so we are a different province. Egba is also a different province. Remo is also a different province. And Ijebu is a different province. This has a lot to do with the issue of power rotation or power sharing. A gentleman agreement in Ogun State, as it were. We have in the studio, just like Dele said, Emeritus Professor of the University of Lagos, a historian, a fellow of the Nigerian Academy of Letters, and Asiwaju of Yewa Land. I'm talking of no one else but Professor Anthony Asiwaju, member of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, MFR. You are welcome once again.
Thank you.
Thank you for honoring our invitation.
Thank you.
All right, Prof. First, let's start with the issue of nomenclature. Egbado, Egba, then we Yewa, we don't want to be called Egbado. What actually gave birth to that change of nomenclature?
Thank you very much. The change of regional identity took place in 1995, following widespread consultation among the peoples of what used to be Egbado division, what used to be Egbado land, and what used to be Egbado paramountcy, one of four in the state, the other being Egba paramountcy, Remo paramountcy, and Ijebu paramountcy. What informed the change was one, the obvious misnomer of the subgroup, the specific subgroup of the Yoruba in what used to be called Egbado land as Egbado. The misnomer arising from the fact that you cannot be Egbado, Egbaudo without being Egba. In other words, Egbado means you are a group of Egba, Egbaudo. When we put the question, the people specifically so-called say no to that they are not at any time Egba. Of course, all the Yorubas are related in terms of ethnic identity, that they are not Egba. The second point that informed that change of identity is that the region, the region so named Egbado division, Egbado land, is an area of multi-ethnicity. There are not less than 6 sub-ethnic groups: the Ketu, the Chabe, the Ije, also called Ohori, the Anago, the Ifonyi, the Awori, and of course the Ogun. Now, for a multi-ethnic area like that, to impose the name Egbado, name of one of the 6, is absolutely inadequate, is inaccurate. And that is why we researched the matter and came to the conclusion that an area of multi-ethnicity like that is better described in toponymic terms. And so we found that the Yewa River, which flow from the north to the south, cutting across all the sub-ethnic groups, appears to be the river of unity. And so the recommendation was that we adopt, just like Nigeria has to become Niger area, so we unanimously agreed that the name of the area was changed to Yewa land. And of the group so specifically named improperly as Egbado, they also agreed that once the area name changed into Yewa land, the group previously known as Egbado will also come to be known as Yewa. So in 1995, 2 identity changes took place. The wider region Egbado division of the colonial period, Egbado land post Ogun state creation, became Yewa land. And at the second level, the group specifically known as Egbado also changed name. into Yewa. So this is the background to the change of name of the fourth of the four historical zones that make up Ogun State at creation in 1976. Egbado, which became Yewa land. Egba remains Egba. Remo remains Remo. Ijebu remains Ijebu. And as Dele mentioned in the introductory remarks, Riye, which was a coinage, political coinage, and appropriate too, by Bengadani's administration, then came to sum it up. Not just Riye, not just the roundabout as you exit Abeokuta into Lagos Ibadan Expressway, but even institutionalized in the name of the Obas complex that hosts the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs. There also is Obas complex, but there are four chambers. Remo, Ijebu, Yewa, Egba.
Now, Professor Asiwaju, we not until, or it's when politicking or politics is on the horizon that we now have arguments over the propriety of this change, this name, and provinces. There was not much argument from people of Ogun now whether the Egbados have the right to change their name or not, or have them. But each time politics is calling for political conveniency for some people, then the argument about whether the Egbados are one should be one stock and politically should be one block, and whether the Remos and the Jebus are one stock or politically should be one block. What should be the position?
Thank you very much. You said it all. It is when politics comes in that rational reasoning becomes challenged. And the issue at stake, of course, is the issue of political autonomy for each of the four groups. You would maybe be reminded that in the past, Ijebu itself was a monolithic unit. But thanks to Chief Awolowo, who started on the wisdom of charity begins at home, led the Remo independence movement, which resulted in 1952 in the recognition of the Remo area of Old Ijebu province as distinct from Ijebu. Before